Good morning, happy Wednesday, and we just woke up. It's about 8 a.m., got the car started, got everything packed away, and we're gonna head out. Unfortunately, the weather for the next 2 days is like 75% rain. It's been raining since 4 a.m. this morning. Doesn't seem to be letting up on the radar, so not much reason to stick around this area because these are a lot of the scenic outlooks, Mount Cook, and some of the different places I wanted to explore. So I'm just going to head down to Dunedin. There's a ice hockey game tonight, Auckland versus Thailand, and I'm going to see if I can make that game. I was planning on trying to get to that game anyways. And that seems like a better alternative than waiting around over here with the rain and just messing with that. So I'm going to head down south. It's about 3 hours and 14 minutes, so nothing too bad. And let's see if we can spend the day over there and kind of make our way further down the coastline, and then maybe cycle back over to this area before heading over to Queenstown and then here. But yeah, right now the couple days with the rain really just kind of taken away from the scenes and not providing those awesome mountain ranges. So we're gonna head out and make our way down there and see what Dunedin has to offer. I've been there before. That's where they have the Lanark Castle, and so we're just gonna kind of take a look, see if we can find a place to do some laundry, and just another day of trying to deal with the weather elements. So all right, we'll catch you soon. And just waking up from a nap, had to pull over, man. The drive was really catching up with me. I was headed to a dump station to empty the camper van out, and just, yeah, was having a hard time staying awake. We're about an hour away from Dunedin, but bought tickets for the hockey game against Thailand tonight, so that's 8 p.m., and we're again only an hour away, so took a little nap. Seems like this spot is actually a lot of people just resting, a lot of camper vans. I look around, everybody's just sleeping, so it's one of those days, the weather and just everybody just kind of hanging out. But this one's pretty cool because we're right on the coast of the ocean, another free camping spot. I'd stay here if I wasn't going to the game. I just found myself tucked in right under these trees and took about a 2.5 hour nap. So I felt really good, felt refreshed for now. Gonna go to the dump station now, see if I can fill up on water and empty out the car. Found trash here, so that was good. At least I was able to throw away some of the rubbish that I had from the last few days of camping. So got that done. And yeah, so we're gonna make our way to the dump station. It's about 18 minutes away from here, and then make our way to Dunedin and see if we can find a couple things over there, grocery store, and just a spot kind of just to hang out until the game. So, but right now we're leaving the rest stop, and definitely important to take those little naps and things if you're feeling fatigued. You just don't want to risk it, especially with driving in an unknown place. So feeling rested, and we're back on the road. All right, let's do a little video on this. So this is my first time at the dump station and not really familiar with the self-contained. And self-contained means everything with water, disposable water, everything in your vehicle. So this vehicle is certified for that. And there's a couple things you have to do. So the first one is emptying out down below. Right here, this is your disposable water. This is your gray water. This is from your shower or your sink, so not your bathroom water. So for that, down below again, there's a hose with the attachment, this coupling right here. I'm not going to take it out because I already did this, but this hose, the gray hose, for gray water, kind of a reminder, dirty water. This coupling goes on to the bottom there, and then down below you have the turn, the valve for it to flow out of there. And then in there, these are what these dump stations look like. The lid. And then you put the hose in there and then just drain out. Now, I was unfamiliar with if you could do your sewer water in there, but I guess you can. So for the toilet, luckily I've only been peeing in mine. I think I'll just keep it that way. I haven't had any crazy emergencies, but I just pulled this thing out and I unscrewed the lid right here. I had 3 or 4 different times that I've went pee, so it wasn't super full, but ready to change it at this point. So unscrewed this guy right here, and then I filled it up with the non-drinkable water. So right here, turned on. As soon as you turned on, I filled it up, shook it around, and then again, I just poured it into this area right here. So disposed of that. And I read online, watched a few YouTube, so that seems to be the best option there. And then as far as filling up for your car for having water, as far as having fresh water for your sink, for when you're doing dishes and things like that, right here, this green hose, they supply it, screws onto the nozzle, and then you just take the hose, put it inside, and then you would just turn the hose on and the water goes through. I didn't probably need to do one, but I just wanted to kind of get familiar with doing this setup here. So I have water again, and I've done my little disposable. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. We found that on the Rankers app. This one is at the Mill Reserve in Palmerston, on the South Island, and so it wasn't too bad. I haven't been using it like crazy, but again, just wanted to familiarize myself with how that works. So I hope I did that right. First time trying those things and no one was around. So, but we're gonna make our way over to Dunedin now and get ready for the hockey game this evening. So waste and clean water, check. And decided to make a little pit stop. There is a road that I was taking into Dunedin, and then there was like kind of a fork or signs for a coastal scenic route. So decided to take that, and right off the bat, you're right on the coast and seeing some pretty cool landscapes. So I haven't really done any photography today. Been a lot in the car and kind of out waiting the rain and all that, so it's actually not too bad right now, and decided to get out of the car. I'm only about 30 minutes away anyway, so we're making good timing. But we're stopped in the town of, I believe it's Carditane, and cool little spot just right off the water. Little trail right here, so we're gonna walk on the trail a little bit, see if we can get some photos of that kind of hill area over there with the coast coming in. One of those little happy detours. Yeah, today's just been very slow again, and we left Mount Cook area, the lake that we were at. It was downpouring throughout the night and into the morning, and for several hours on that drive it was really rainy. So it's been one of those things that just can only do so much in the rain. I like the rain, but you can't do a lot of photography in the rain. So we've been just kind of hanging out and exploring, not much, more napping and relaxing. So we got a cool shot maybe right here, so we're gonna take a look. maybe just a kilometer or two up the road, there's an overlook down for where we were just walking. This is really a cool spot to kind of take a peek out now and see the town down below that we just drove through, and then the coastal inlet with the massive hill and the rocks. It's really neat. Yeah, no one's out today. And you get a good view of the ocean up here. All right, so we made it down to Dunedin. We stopped at the local store, New World again. Stocked up on groceries for the next couple days. I'm just going through some of my stuff. So about to make some dinner in the parking lot. Got plenty of space, so this is cool. And we're gonna make some stir fry with some veggies, and having a beer right now. Just kind of got some of the odds and ends that I didn't have before yesterday. I got some trash bags, and I got an air freshener and a Scotch pad to clean a little bit better, and a cutting board. So just kind of getting some things caught up. But now we're doing good, and we're just in the parking lot. Weather is really overcast. It's not the greatest, but we're gonna make it work. Gonna go in and see the game, see what it's all about. I can hear the hollering from the outside of the rink, so that's a good sign. Definitely trying to get accustomed to this style of life. It's only day 3, and trying to get used to the style and just staying kind of relaxed in the moments of uncertainty, right? The weather wasn't the greatest, and trying to figure out what I'm even doing. I knew I was going to come to the game, and then you get to Dunedin, and it's busier city. I remember not being super busy, but I wasn't doing the driving either. I just remember it being a larger town to go through, so navigating that on your own, and wasn't too hard to find parking. The local New World grocery store had a place to park, so that was good at least. Yeah, New Zealand. Got the Kiwi mascot right there. All right, we made it into the game. This is sweet. New Zealand versus Thailand. Looks like they're playing on Olympic size, obviously international, so a bigger rink. Really cool though. And I got a New Zealand Blacks jersey, so that's super sick. Definitely stoked to have that a part of the collection and to wear that eventually one day, playing back home. And a little unexpected moment of humanity. So it was the second period of the game, and I decided to go stand on the glass just to kind of watch and get some better video and things like that, and get just kind of down below. And at one point, a play had happened, and one of the Auckland players had ran into the net, knocking the goalpost off, and the lady next to me, she looked over and she just makes that face like, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty dangerous. And from there, we just started chatting, and she talked about how her daughter plays, and she's a goalie, and how she's kind of going through some of her where she's at in her career and playing. She just turned, I believe, 21. She's Canadian born, her husband's Canadian, but the lady I met, Nikki, sweet older lady, she's here, a local from Dunedin, and she was just talking about her daughter and her playing, and just kind of just rambling on about it. I was picking up a few things, but she was turning and then looking at the game and talking, and so I was trying to really engage in what she was having to say. And then I had my Auckland jersey on, and she's like, she could tell I wasn't from here. She said, whereabouts am I from? And I said, I'm from the U.S. And she said, it looks like you play. And I was like, yeah, I actually coach back home. And she asked where, and I said, I'm from Denver, Colorado. And she said, oh, wow, very beautiful and lovely. And she was just kind of just very honest lady, and so sweet, and just had been telling me she's working for the tournament, and that they're really excited that Dunedin was hosting the tournament. And she was just saying that she was just really happy to, be watching and talking about how hockey's been growing, and her daughter's been playing since she was 7 years old, and now heading back to Canada to continue her playing career as a goalie for some of the women's leagues out there. And I just was really interested in that story. Well, afterwards, she's asked, what am I doing down here? And I said that I came down for photography, and I'm in a camper van, and just kind of making my way. And the weather's been kind of not so great, as you know. And she's like, well, where are you staying tonight? And I said, well, right now I'm just parked out in the lot outside the rink. Do you think that's okay? And she said, yeah, I think that'll be fine. She's like, well, if you want, you can come over to our place. We're over here off of Ocean View, so it happened to be 18 minutes away. She's like, yeah, if you just want, just come park the car over there so you're off the street. And I was just like, yeah, total just threw me for a loop, right? Because you don't get that when you're in the U.S. You just don't. People have a hard time trusting, and everybody's just really coddled and just not willing to think about others, And so I just was so appreciative that she was just going to let me come and park the camper van on her property. And she's walking me through, yeah, just go in, push the gates, and then come up, and then you can just park there. And she's like, you know what, you can go inside even and take a shower if you need to. And I'm just like, is this I'm cleaning out my ear, am I hearing this right? After the day of driving all through the rain and getting down here and being super tired and just kind of feeling a little fatigued and a little sick and heavy in the shoulders, and just, I don't know if it's homesick, if I'm catching a cold. Just one of those moments of just needing that uplift, and again, from humanity. And she was like, yeah, it's an apartment. We rent it out actually for Airbnb. I haven't even gotten to the point of cleaning it up from the last guests that are there. I think there's like one more bed even in there that hasn't been slept in. If you want to sleep in there and get warm, like turn on the boiler, like, and you can warm up and stay the night. And I was like, I'm just like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. And then here's my WhatsApp. If you need to like even ask, like if something comes up, like she put her number in my WhatsApp, like everything. It was crazy. So I just got up here. I pulled in. It's exactly where she said, the address, smooth sailing, parked the van. She told me where the lockbox was going to be. Come up the stairs. It's on the side. Passcode. Put the PIN code in. Key comes out. Open the door, and I just come into this place, and it's like an amazing place. Like it's a big stay for like a family or a bunch of people to come in. So take a look at this. Obviously, you can see that some people have been here recently. There's one bed right there. I just turned on the heater. Can already feel that thing. This is like the queen room. She had mentioned that. I think this one's good to go even too. But I'm just going to be modest because she's offering. Just take this small bed with the clean linens. You got the living room. Board games, books. Like this place is sweet. A full-size kitchen. Come down. You got the shower and the bathroom. Unreal, like absolutely. These are the moments I was telling my friend David, my best friend David, that this is just the part of traveling, that the unexpected kindness that you receive from a person that knows nothing about you and just his willingness to just share their space with you for free. Like I'm forever grateful for her. And she was like, I'll see you in the morning. So I'm like, do I sleep in, right? Like apparently she doesn't care. And I was going to get up early to try to catch the sunrise at that lighthouse I mentioned. I think I'm just going to sit here in this moment that has been given to me. I'm going to sleep well. I'm going to relax. I'm going to rest, rejuvenate, and leave later on in the morning, because I don't know. I'm just like, am I waking up to breakfast? I don't even know what to expect. All I know is I'm so grateful to have this. I don't need this stay. I have the stay in the camper van, but a hot shower and to be able to sleep in an actual bed and in a warm environment. It's just, hats off to Nikki. She's such a God-sent angel, and absolutely, I just am blown away by her kindness and just the energy of sensing and just the hockey community, right? Meeting someone at a hockey rink. My mom, I could tell my mom would be just like, thank you for taking care of my son. Like my dad, everybody would just be like, thank you for returning something back to Alex, the person who's always doing something for others and thinking of others and just being kind-hearted. And that karma goes so far in life when you don't take advantage of others and you live with integrity and honesty and you respect others. These are the things that come out of nowhere that, it catches you off guard. And for that, it's going to forever be a memory of my life that I'll remember Nikki and her kindness. So thank you, Nikki, for this. I really appreciate you allowing me to stay at your place and giving me this humble home and homestead on this journey that I've been taking. Thank you.